Hello friends, my name is Shivam Kumar Pandey, student of Lakshmi Bai National Institute of Physical Education, Gwalior. Today we are going to talk about calculation of measures of central tendency and standard deviation through MS Excel. So let's continue. So what is central tendency? In general terms, central tendency is a statistical measure that determines a single value that accurately describes the center of distribution and represents the entire distribution of scores. Let us understand more measures of what is measures of central tendency. A measure of central tendency, also referred to as measures of center or central location, is a summary that attempts to describe a whole set of data with a single value that represents the middle or center of distribution. Three most common measures of central tendencies are mean, median, and mode. So, types of central tendency. There are three types: mean, median, and mode. What is mean? Mean is the sum of the value of each observation in dataset divided by the number of observations. This is also known as the arithmetic average. What is the advantage of mean? The mean can be used for both continuous and discrete numeric data. What are the limitations of means? The mean cannot be calculated for categorical data as the values cannot be summed. What is median? The median is the middle value in the distribution when the values are arranged in ascending or descending order. What is the advantage of median? The median is less affected by outliers and the skewed data than the mean and is usually the preferred measure of central tendency when the distribution is not symmetrical. That means whenever we are going to choose the middle number of any data, the middle section, we can assume that it is a median. But the advantage of if the data is not symmetrical, or we can see here the mean is less affected by the outliers. Outliers are those numbers which are completely different from the whole data. Like an example, we take there are 10 students in a class and the numbers of 10 students lie between 60 to 70. 8 students are there whose number lie between 60 to 70. So what happens now? What are the outliers? We can assume that if there are two numbers which are the marks of two students which varies from that range 60 to 70, because maybe that marks those marks can be more than 90 also, and those marks can also less than 40 or 30 also. So those numbers which are completely different, completely far away from the data are known as outliers. So what is the limitation of a median? The median cannot be identified for more categorical nominal data as it cannot be logically ordered. So we're going to move to the next slide. What is mode? The mode is the most commonly occurring value in our distribution. That means if we are having a data, and if we are going to take the same example, if there are students, 10 students with their different marks in the same subject, if some students are getting the same marks, so the mode of that data will be the same number, that particular mark which is being repeated again and again. What is the advantage of mode? The mode has an advantage over median and the mean as it can be found for both numerical and non-numerical data. So what are the limitations? It is also possible for there to be more than one mode for same distribution of data, bimodal or multimodal. The presence of more than one mode can limit the ability of mode in describing the center or typical value of distribution, because a single value to describe the center cannot be identified. That means if we are going to select a particular data and if we are going to select the mode, as we have seen, as we have taken the example, 10 students were getting different marks, and maybe two students are getting the same marks, and another group of two students can also get the same marks. That means there are four students who are gonna get the four students, and those four students will be divided into two groups, that both groups having the same number. That means there are two modes. As for example, I'm gonna make you understand. Let's take an example: 10 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. In those 10 students, there are four students who are getting 6 marks, and another four students are getting 8 marks, and another two students are getting different marks, let's say 3 and 9. So there are how many mode? There are two modes, because four students are getting 6 and four students are getting 8. So these are the limitations. In these cases, we are gonna not select mode, because these are the limitations of mode. So we're gonna talk forward. Now we're gonna talk about standard deviation. What is standard deviation? It is a statistic that measures the dispersion of a data set relative to its mean, and is calculated as the square root of variance. The standard deviation is calculated as the square root of variance by determining each data point's deviation relative to mean. Now friends, we're gonna see all these operations in Excel. So guys, I have as I have taken example, but there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 students. Now these are the name of the students, and these are the marks obtained by them. Now we are going to talk about mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. So through MS Excel, how we gonna calculate the mean? So first of all, we have to go to insert and here click a backspace, and now we have to write average or mean. Select go. Here we're gonna search for average. So still there is average is not here, but we can see average is here. So we can also read returns the average arithmetic mean, as we have seen in the definition, or its arguments, which can be numbers or names, arrays or references that contain numbers. Okay, fine. So we're gonna select OK, and we're gonna select the datas for which we are gonna calculate the mean. Okay, in place of mean, now it's the number which we have calculated, or we can do is in a simple way. Here we can also do the same. So now the average is already here, so we're gonna click it directly. Now we're gonna select the data. So this is the mean. Now for the median, we are gonna select the box and move. We have to write median here, MEDI, and go. Now median is automatically searched, so click on median, select on OK, and now select the same data, because we are gonna like calculate the all these measures tendencies through the same data only. And here we can see the median is 66. Now we can also see what we have learned about median, that it is the middle value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There are 7 data. That means fourth will be the median, because fourth is the middle number of from 1 to 7. So 66 is the median. Now we're gonna talk about mode. What we have learned about mode, that mode is the, what is mode? The data which is occurring again and again. As we can see, the data is occurring, the 66 is occurring again and again. So we already know that mode, this is the mode, and there is no more data which is occurring again and again, so we don't need to worry about it. So this is 66, we already know, but we have to learn it through MS Excel how to find it. So again, go on insert function and write mode here, search for it. Mode automatically comes in the top, select it. Now select the same data, because we are gonna search the mode for all these data only. So as we can see, there is already 66 displaying there. So this is the mode. Now we're going to talk about standard deviation. So the process is already same, almost same. We have to write standard deviation here, and now we are gonna search for it, go, and now we have to search for STDEV. This is ST for standard and DEV for deviation. We don't have to like go for all these things. Now select for the same data, and now we can see there is 10.18. okay, this little bit issue. Okay, standard deviation already up. Wanna select the data, and this is our standard deviation. So this is the process how to find mean, median, mode through standard deviation through MS Excel. Thank you friends. Hope you are learning, and we'll be updating the videos again and again for different topics. Thank you for visiting my channel, and please subscribe to my channel.